Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman,
I'm not upset.
and we're in a situation where the internet appears to have gone out. So anybody who's seeing this is only on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. And Mal's audio is gonna sound a little funky because I'm recording it from the phone. So I'm otherwise continuing the mission I last left off on, and every half an hour or so, I'm gonna check and see if the internet is connected, and then I'm gonna reconnect to be able to do stream stuff. But And also, Mal has no way to see what I'm driving. Though, interestingly, he is still showing up on the screen as being in the Discord server, even though there's no internet, so he can't have been connected to the Discord server. So that's super weird, that it's still keeping that data. I'm going to travel up through Rus. I'm going to try and make a special connection to Bucharest, and then we're going to Baku. And you know what? This is going to be especially weird because
and then turn
I don't
left.
want the iTunes to be messing with the audio coming from the phone, so we're gonna have a little bit quiet time with just me and Mal.
Just a wee bit.
Turn
Soft and bubbly.
Okay,
Just making sure I'm not muted.
muted where?
I can mute myself and mute my mic if I press a button.
Oh, well, it'll be easy when I'm talking to you and you can't hear me anymore. Then you'll figure it out in a few minutes. I gotta get used to the power of this truck again.
More power. More
Turn
power.
left.
It has very much power. It
Big power. Is it big mode?
big mode.
Power wise.
Well, this truck has got a situation going on where, it can, if it's got nothing carried behind it, it can actually, cruise at 50 kilometers per hour, in 10th gear, and it has like at least 16 gears. As you can see at the very top of the screen there, YouTube, yep, the chat is still trying to connect to the internet. I'm going to let it keep trying to do that. This isn't the first recording of Truck Simulator that is me trying to be connected to the internet, so here we are.
Kablurf. Say whatever you can.
Alright, so, I was discussing with Mal about Assassin's Creed, and since there literally is nobody from the chat to stop me / interrupt me with a different conversation, I think we're doing Assassin's Creed. And Mal was, strangely enough, I say, in agreement that Revelations should be at the bottom of the list. Is that right,
Yeah,
Mal?
I don't like Revelations.
Whoa, what the hell? You you came through my headset.
Yeah, you just suddenly started sounding better too. I can see you online playing Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Okay. Well,
Did you
know,
connect
there's.
suddenly?
I think I must have connected. Could you do me a favor and type something into the chat?
I do not have access to it at the moment. One sec, let's see.
Well, I mean,
Here's
you
my
can
phone.
Hunterman channel from the Discord if Restream is working.
Yeah,
is
on
a long-
Twitch.
This is a long ass bridge for there not to be any lane markers.
Where are you? Sure thing. Show up.
I'm driving next to a cop too, so he's gonna hit me for. Oh, I thought that was a slowdown speed limit. Well, whatever. So all right. So Mal's audio may have already improved because.
Super duper. I said something in your chat.
Oh, I can't read it from here, but yeah, it looks like it. All right, so hold on one second, everybody. Let me make sure that my Discord on the phone is no longer connected. Okay, looks like it's not. Oh, and for that matter, let me turn on the cell network. I mean the Wi-Fi network. So that's happening. All right, I'm gonna hit go to stream, and we're already in the middle of recording, so we're not gonna do an intro. So that's gonna be a little weird. Confirm and go
Awkward.
live. And, oh, and I didn't actually change my stream total. So we're doing it live. Wait, hold on, that's ATS. I don't want ATS. I want ETS. Propertize. Anybody who is watching on stream, hi, my internet just came back. If this recording ends abruptly, you can know that my internet went back out. So have that to look forward to. This is actually stream number 7. I'm going to change it to a different, like a blue or something over here.
Raspberries. I found more raspberries.
But for anybody who is watching on Twitch, hi, my name is Thunderman. And also
I'm now playing along.
And also Mal.
Yes.
Let's see here. This is
No,
a
we're
little
just gonna
bit
check.
unusual. So if I pull this up, that should do that automatically. Oh, it did. Cool. All right. You've caught us in progress, stream. I honestly believed that the Spectrum internet would be out for several hours when it just randomly went out 20 minutes ago. So I was like, fuck it, I want to play anyway. So I was recording for YouTube, but you've actually only missed like 5 minutes worth of travel time. So if you're watching these streams in order, there you go. You're good. You're not that far behind. And also, Mal and Mal's wife can both be watching now.
Hooray. She's trying to see if she can get on. What's up?
Wasabi? Ooh, what is this building that's all lit up blue?
Dabba-dee dabba-da?
Take the second exit.
Well, you can see it on stream there. It's very lit up blue.
Free preview. 1 second.
Who's getting a preview?
Keep right. Exit now.
Alright. Time for Papers, Please. I don't know what country I'm going into. I'm bad with my countries. Do, 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 do. Everything is in order. Have a nice journey. And I guess just go ahead and hit the thing. Just slam into it with your vehicle. And paying a toll. Income $2,000 from my one driver, Sophie. Thank you for the money, Sophie. That's most appreciated. Alright, Mal. So, I guess we were talking about Assassin's Creed. Unless you're muted, in which case we were not. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I appear to be on the internet, so that's happening. I'm alone again. No. Da-dum, da-dum. Alright, so hello, Mal's wife, if you are there. Hopefully we haven't been completely knocked off the internet. Wait, hold on, failed to load module.
There, I had technical difficulties.
Did you? Because it looks like maybe my Twitch is still having technical difficulties. Oh wait, your icon is actually lighting up. So all right, so yeah, you're in the server chat again, and you're getting your icon lit up for when you're talking. So may I ask what difficulties you had? Because that was kind of weird that everybody's having some difficulties right now.
We can see you on Twitch too.
Oh, that's good. It's gonna be a little dark. I think this is an urgent delivery, so I can't just like sleep until the next day to make it progress time.
Oh. And yay, it looks like the server automatically came back up.
The server automatically came back up? Oh. Yeah, it was... Okay, well then luckily that just means it was running in the background the whole time. And then it... Now it is running for you.
Hooray.
Documents! Check my documents!
Documents.
Alright. Okay, so I believe what I was saying is that unexpectedly, still talking about Assassin's Creed, and you were in agreement that Revelations should be at the bottom of the list. Now, I already told everybody in the audience, not necessarily you, why I thought that would be, but, like, what are your thoughts?
I remember it like... I just remember not liking it a lot. It's been a long time since I've actually played it, but I remember it being, like, wrecking a lot of stuff. I liked 2. 2 was good for me.
Yeah, I thought 2 was good, and that Brotherhood was, like, mechanically better than 2, but story inferior to 2 because it undid the ending of 2. And in case I didn't make myself clear earlier for anybody who might be listening, this is spoilers for everything but Assassin's Creed that happens in the last 3 years, which basically means we get to talk about all of them except for Odyssey and Ragnarok. Or wait, Valhalla? Whatever the last one is. The Viking one.
Whatever. It's not that good anyway.
I mean, I completely reserve judgment because I haven't even played 2 seconds of it. So I got no opinion on that game. Other than it's Vikings, I don't really care, and Origins and Odyssey are showing me how little Ubisoft cares about their overarching plot, which is something that almost nobody cares about except me. And because it doesn't cater to me, it upsets me. I maintain if you're gonna change up your game series, how it like dramatically presents itself, that either completely rebrand it and make it clear, or I don't know, stop trying to give little piecemeal things. Like, just leaving aside Odyssey for a second, but Odyssey was barely better than Origins in the sense of the present day storyline stuff was, how to say, almost non-existent. And I'd rather you, I don't know, gutted it out and did voiceover or something. Maybe it would be the best call, like they tried to do in let's see, what, I guess Unity and Syndicate, where they just gave you like a basic intro, like, oh, you're a video game player hacker man, and you get to go into the thing. And I don't even remember if they referenced anything going on with the present day in Syndicate setup. But again, as I previously stated, one of my problems with Syndicate is that it's very forgettable because I don't really remember the game. So I don't remember any of its present day timeline stuff. But do you get what I'm saying, Mal? Like, they finally straightened out Desmond Miles in Assassin's Creed 3, and then they killed him. Yep. And I was like, no, this was the best. This was the absolute best you have ever done him. This is what I want more of. And then at the end of the game, you kill him. And I'm like, no, okay.
Exactly. Why?
And, you know what? Okay, so I was talking about here, maybe we can think of this as, you've played Assassin's Creed 1?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay, well, I was saying I had this entire spiel, which I've prepared multiple times.
Get ready.
Um,
Turn right.
I'm having trouble saying. Um, about what I think would be the next best entry in Assassin's Creed would be to... Hold on. I seem to have a line that doubles back on itself. Oh, this is the Bucharest thing, where I need to, like... I'm going to dip into Bucharest so I can tag it as a city, and then I'm going to immediately turn around. Alright, in any event. Here's a proposal, right? I propose Assassin's Creed... Like, I propose doing a remake of Assassin's Creed. And the reason I propose doing a remake of Assassin's Creed is because technology and story, especially as of Origins and Odyssey, and again, I don't know Valhalla, Ragnarok, whatever the name of the Viking one that just came out,
Turn left.
like, that, I don't know, that's probably still an extension of this. So, taking that engine and doing the story of Assassin's Creed 1, but keeping in mind that, oh, Balkan Explorer, I got to Bucharest. Cool, I don't have to dip all the way into the city, so I can immediately turn around at first opportunity. Okay. And,
Time to get the job done.
and so, like, in Odyssey,
Get ready.
without
Turn
spoiling Odyssey, you do start on, like, basically what I call Tutorial Island, which is you get out of the main plot, but you're all on an island, everything is interconnected, and all that good stuff. So, I'm saying make Assassin's Creed Remake start where the events of the first game are basically all tackled on the first island. Because Assassin's Creed 1's setup and story
Turn right.
is way more simple, way more empty than any of the games that came after it, right? Like, it's a long
it's
adventure,
okay.
but it's mostly the doing and not the... Like, you're doing all these missions to gather details to find out how you're gonna, like, take out the guys, but if you were to do that in the modern games, like in Odyssey, that would just be like a couple of the first kills. You just handle really quick. And Assassin's Creed 1, the storyline in the present day is over the course of like 4 or 5 days time, and the story in the past with Altair is like 4 or 5 months
Get
maximum.
ready to turn left.
Like, it's story-wise, it's really quick. And
Turn
then, yeah, okay, go on. Dom Depot? What's Dom Depot? What do you ship from Dom Depot? Okay, in any
Dom?
event, I don't know. It kind of looked like a hamburger symbol or like a Home Depot.
It's a hamburger symbol.
I don't know, but it was like Dom Depot. I'm like, what the fuck is Dom Depot? What is Dom?
Turn right.
Okay, then, in case you haven't played it, and I have played it, Altair Chronicles, which is the first PSP game, picks up the events of Altair's life
Turn right.
directly after the events of Assassin's Creed 1. Like, weeks later, I'm pretty sure. And, the only female antagonist of Assassin's Creed 1 is your main antagonist for the majority of that game, though, in an interesting twist, the Templars for her end up going too far, and you get into an understanding with her, which implies during the end credits that you may have been able to turn it into something of a relationship. And then if you follow the events of Assassin's Creed Revelations, the only good parts of the game with Altair, it is understood that eventually that woman is the woman that Altair weds and is the wife of his son. Or mother of his son. I don't know why I said wife of his son. Mother of his son. So, like, that and the DS game / iOS game, which is a prequel with Altair, like, you could take all those little plot things and put them in and make them kind of like your starting setup for whatever you did as a game you could just call Assassin's Creed and do it as a remake. And I think you could further expand upon it by all of the absolutely cool shit that comes up in later Assassin's Creed games that basically any one game does once. And it really kind of sucks that they do once. The inclusion of the sages from Assassin's Creed 4, the switching server stuff while Abstergo is trying to track you down, and shit goes wrong with different time periods bleeding through. That was the fucking awesome in Unity and Syndicate. And then, of course, I won't say what happens specifically in Odyssey, but there is a character who you can come to understand may be living through the centuries that is introduced in that game. And obviously a character such as that could show up, because when Altair shows up in Revelations as an old man, he's old and super implied badass. So you could just fill in all of the shit between those first 3 games that kind of go together. The DS game whose name is escaping me. Oh no, what's this? What are these cops doing? These cops are blocking my exit.
Turn left.
These cops are blocking my exit. That's kind of an important exit for them to be blocking.
What happens if you just go anyway?
They don't tend to get mad about it, but I'm looking at it from the other perspective, which is how much time do I have to travel? Because if I can go the other way, I will hit 4 cities I've never been to on the path of my completion. So, let's slow down for just a second. Let's look at what's happening. Yeah, I mean, this is a situation of there's nothing wrong with the street, as I say. Next rest stop, 11 hours. Current delivery estimation is 7 hours. My next rest stop is in 7 hours, so... Okay. I can make it this way. I'm going to make the executive decision to go the long way and travel through cities I haven't been to.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Okay. So I know you like to, that you don't like to, like, interject while I'm going on a ramble, but that is difficult because I'm so used to people interrupting me and stopping me when I'm thinking. So I don't leave proper gaps. So what do you think so far?
At the roundabout.
We're doing good so far.
We're doing good so far.
That's what I think so far. I mean, didn't give me anything chance to say anything, but it's all right.
Well, I mean, like, what are your... do you think... Because a lot of people be like, no, let's not make Assassin's Creed, let's move on. I'm like, no, now is the time... Okay, let me give you another little plot
I would think a remake of Assassin's Creed when you pushed all the games together would be great. Just squeeze that together, make it a thing, enjoy it.
Well, yeah, let me give you one more piece of information that I learned that comes up in the Assassin's Creed comic books, which I haven't really read, but that I've read some of the plot summaries of. The woman that Desmond Miles gets into a relationship with during like the events just preceding Assassin's Creed 1, which he talks about because he was a bartender, and which they act like is a big revelation in Revelations, because Revelations is... All of Revelations are shit. If you've been reading the emails and paying attention, you already know, and there are no Revelations in that game, is my big fucking problem with that subtitle.
Revelations.
So, yeah, it should be like a Assassin's Creed retread. So, but, the woman he hooks up with does in fact, at some point during the course of the timeline of how long the games have gone on, she has sired a child. So Desmond has a kid, which means this kid has all of Desmond Miles' genetic memories, obviously. Which is important because you only needed Desmond's genetic memories. This doesn't even include whatever genetic memories the woman has.
Yep.
And furthermore, do you remember about the sages from that are introduced as a concept in Assassin's Creed 4?
Get ready to turn left.
Briefly, Megan got a lot deeper into 4 than I did, but I played it alongside her.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think we can get Megan on the call, but okay, let me drop it on you. Basically, do you remember the pirate dude whose name was John Roberts in the game? He was kind of
Yes.
your main antagonist. I think he was like the main antagonist. I don't know if I would pin him down exactly like that. But okay, John Roberts, whose name I can pretty much only remember because it is the two first names of my roommates, um, is revealed as a sage. And at the time, I thought it was kind of a dumb concept, but you know, it's one of those things in sci-fi where something that can seem like a dumb concept, when you think about it long enough and you've gone like decades past when you introduce it, you go, wait, actually that would be a cool seed to do blah thing with now that because we've got it as a piece of, you know, story. So John Roberts is a sage, and what this is I believe the husband of Juno or the lover of Juno, who is the lady who's trying to like back herself up technologically speaking. All of these Isu, the ones who came before, who are trying to not only prevent the end of the world from coming again, but trying to save themselves in whatever selfish way they can do so. In Juno's case, it was backing herself up in computer systems, and in the case of her husband, they tried to do this thing where basically him and his genetic memories would come to the surface in human, like, servant genetics passed down through the ages, that he would come again and, like, be revitalized that way. And so what happens is, what they end up calling sages, because, you know, ancient times and not knowing how all genetics work and shit, is that basically, every time someone is born with enough of the prerequisite DNA, they invoke the continued memories of this guy who was alive millennia ago, and he always comes around, like, it comes as, like, visions and memories and stuff when you're really small, and you're smart and you know what the hell is going on, and all this stuff is happening, but, like, it doesn't matter because nobody around you is smart enough to understand what you're talking about, and you're used to technology that's centuries newer than any shit you have access to. And that's one of the things that John Roberts is complaining about in the course of the game that I remember, is he's talking about how, like, he's almost there, he could almost bring her back, he's like a century or two too early, because you're playing in, like, because you're playing in Black Flag era where you've got all these pirates. And so that character has existed multiple times throughout the ages, including at least one time in the present day in Assassin's Creed 4, where he's trying to do some shit. And so that character, whoever that is that repeats through genetics, he exists. So put him into Assassin's Creed Remake. Why not? You've established that he exists. It's in a time period that's before the time period whoever it is that is John Roberts would show up later in the story of the timeline. And it's an interesting character concept that exists inside of the Assassin's Creed lore that you could just use because you've established it.
Right.
And again, with the one character from Odyssey who I won't say who is implied to would be alive during that time period, have them come across. Like, everything just needs to just make it so that Altair becomes unfathomably strong and intelligent because he has the piece of Eden he never gets rid of, and he does his best throughout his life to not let it get, to overwhelm him. And that's a whole thing that happens with Altair. Just expand on that and give us the details. Let us play from young to old Altair. We know most of the beginning of Altair's story, at least when he was a young assassin. And we know how he dies.
Yeah.
So just fill in the gaps.
They'd call it Assassin's Creed Altair.
I would not be opposed to that.
Keep right.
But kind of what I was saying about, like, so what I was trying to remember, like, why did I just elaborate the
But he
stage? What was
crosses
I
with
talking about?
Ezio a couple times, though, right?
Say who?
He crosses with Ezio a couple times, right?
Well, in the course of Revelations, you find out that one of the technologies that Altair discovered / researched was this ability to inscribe his own genetic memories onto these, like, precursor-style metallic discs through a very special alloy. And Ezio picks those up during the course of Revelations, and he lives out short segments of Altair's life that are important to Altair. So you get, like, Altair, the highlights. So those things are things that would easily exist in this story focusing primarily on Altair, because you know they exist because you got to experience them as Ezio and, by extension, Desmond. Desmond, who is living out Ezio's memories of living out Altier's memories. Yes, thank you for that. Um, that's not confusing or redundant. That's not Inception before Inception existed. Okay, but what? Okay, so I was trying to remember what I was getting to was okay. In the comic books, the son of Desmond Miles, um, because of the genetics that come from his wife, or from the woman that I'm sorry, well maybe not his wife, but the woman who is the mother of his child, his kid is a sage. And that just opens up all kinds of doors. Because if you could have him use an animus, you might actually be able to invoke memories that would conflict from previous eras. Because if there's any couple of places I want Assassin's Creed to go that it just isn't, well, obviously feudal Japan. I mean, clearly. I mean, everybody wants some feudal Japan. But, putting that aside, I would love some story that kind of leans on the sci-fi and has you experience things that are going on during the time of the ones who came before. You got all this genetic memory stuff, and especially with the establishment of the sages, like, you can reach out before then. And you could do all of this with Desmond's kid, and by extension, further bring the series back to where it started with Desmond. Even though a lot of people don't like him as a character, it's part of, like, if you were storytelling it, you're doing like a kind of redemption arc, because you go, no, see, this is why this character was so important, even if we have to now tell you in hindsight because we murdered him.
Yeah, I would look forward to something like that.
Well, that's why they don't pay me the big bucks. I feel like I wonder how many people who are fans of Assassin's Creed are working on Assassin's Creed trying to make an interesting game that are basically just told, no, we need to make it this long and have it take up this time period, and
it does this and that's it.
Because, I mean, okay, Galati discovered in Balkan Explorer 17 of 30, so I have gone through a new city, cool. Because, like, Origins' problem, I'm trying to remember, I think it's the second worst game on my list overall, is all about the gameplay. The leveling system ruins everything about playing that game. Like, just demolishes it, in my opinion. Like, as much as I think it possibly has, story-wise and character development-wise, possibly the best story in the Assassin's Creed series, because its gameplay is so bad that it, in my view, takes away from all the rest of the positive. It is the most, as I don't know if I've said on stream recently, but I call it the worst kind of game. The game that makes you, like, when you get into it, really happy and you're down for what's going on, you're having a good time, and then at its worst, it just makes it like rage fuel. Want to throw your controller, bang your arm on your desk, like pissing you off, and back and forth between that and otherwise in the course of the same game, is to me the worst kind of game. Because it's the type of game that you're really enjoying segments of, but like is otherwise pissing you off other times.
Turn left.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think of a game that did that for me.
I mean, I'd probably say the boss fights in Metal Gear Solid 5 are really bad. That's one of the ones I think about the most when I get to the point where I'm just like absurdly yelling profanities at the screen that I'm not even certain make sentences anymore. Just super pissed off. Oh, hey, I'm getting kind of tired.
I'm trying to think of the last game that did that to me.
Oh, I can't pick up that question mark. No! I have to come back for it.
Megan, can you think of the last game that like really had me like that? Like, yeah, it's like I love this game, but fuck this game.
Go straight on.
Is she getting like a weird echo version of the story, hearing me through the television?
Yes.
Ah. We could invite her to the voice chat.
I don't think she has Discord.
Well, that's kind of weird. Wait, hold on. Is that a...
Take the second
That's a roundabout? Oh, that is a roundabout. Alrighty. I guess we're going around about.
Like, I was yelling at something like it was cheap garbage, but I kept playing it.
I didn't get upset at Assassin's Creed Odyssey so much as like yelling at the screen, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey, again, without talking about any of the stuff that's happening in the game, it took me 135 hours, and I platinumed that game, and I kind of enjoyed the gameplay of it, but at hour 90, I was saying constantly, game, I'm gonna need you to end. Like,
I'm gonna need you to end.
Like,
we can't do
please,
this no more.
please stop. This is taking too long. And it kept having stuff, and I'm like, this is exactly here why we can't have a nice, smaller game. Is because you guys think, oh, we gotta fill out everything. And the problem is, like, again, without talking spoilers, but just generically, wow, look at all this traffic! Yikes!
It's a lot of traffic.
Holy crap! Oh my god, it keeps happening! Wait, I'm sorry, is this a light? Oh, it's a light! I only have a light on this side of the intersection. I thought I was waiting on a two-way stop. Or I thought I didn't have the right of way at all. What the fuck? There's a light right next to me. When all those cars came to a stop, I'm like, is this an intersection? But, yeah, the problem... Odyssey's problem, again, not talking about what happens, but how it happens. I don't know if you've played Odyssey, but
it didn't need to be. I didn't. It didn't need to have people with levels and frickin' hit points and all that crap. I'm like, I guess I'm not playing Assassin's Creed. I'm playing Odyssey. It's just like got the name on it for brand recognition.
Well, I mean, okay, I have this weird kind of rule in my head when it comes to video games that I've been abiding by for like 30 years, which amounts to something to the effect of I try not to slight a game for the fault of its predecessor if it tried to fix it. And what Odyssey does right in the leveling scheme is that you never get out of the range of guys. And guys don't get as badly out of range beyond you. So if people are like 5 levels up on you, you can still, unlike Origins, get in there and shank a dude and have them die. And if you get into a location...
You walked up and you stabbed somebody in the spine, in the back of the neck, freaking 10 times, and he's like, yeah, whatever, and he swings at you once and you drop.
See, that sounds like Origins to me. In Odyssey, because you can see how much your stab is going to do before you stab them, because you can see their life bar and the indicator, you can know whether you're going to kill them or not. And so it is possible to, if nothing else, it's possible to sneak into areas that are way higher level than you in the game and grab gear that's really good, that's a lot of which, but not all of which, you can put on right then. And I don't know, I felt like sneaking into high level areas in Odyssey was kind of rewarding, though, I mean, it's still got that Origins problem, you're not wrong. But having said that, making it so that all the lower level places in the game basically come up to 95-90% of your level, so that even if you're going to content that was a while ago, you don't out-level the capacity of getting nice gear from what you're dealing with. And I don't know, it's still bad in that regard, but to me the bigger problem in Odyssey isn't how the gameplay plays out. because I don't know. Clearly, I found the gameplay loop engaging enough that I basically have to say I enjoyed myself for 135 hours. Like I was not getting super aggravated. I just, and you eventually get to levels to be able to deal with stuff throughout the whole game. I don't know, but my biggest problem is that while Odyssey has really interesting characters, the story is the problem. The story is kind of... Assassin's Creed stopped getting epic. It stopped getting cool with what it was doing, and it started getting to the point where it's implying the coolness, or the coolness happens sometime after your character you're playing as no longer exists anymore or something. Like, there's a whole something about Assassin's Creed with how the characters actually play out. And Odyssey... hold on. Do I pass this guy? Is that a cop car in front of him? That would really be the determining factor.
Which one was the one set in France?
The one in the French during the French Revolution, that was Unity,
Right.
which had the upgrade to the parkour system that I had been begging for like 10 years. Where you hold one trigger button to you hold the button to run forward. You hold like right trigger to run forward and up, and you hold left trigger to run forward and down, and just holy shit, the entire world opens up to you with that mechanic.
Yeah. Megan found the game extremely boring, though.
Unity?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Unity is one of those ones I put really high marks for gameplay, but its story is kind of meh. In fact, what kind of makes its story somewhat interesting is that it is a direct sequel to Rogue. Like, it continues directly from where Rogue left off. And that's not really fair to trying to give Unity a good score, but it is interesting to see how the game series basically chases this one story arc from one main character to a completely different main character. But I agree. Unity was fairly forgettable. It's kind of saved by its setting and the NPCs you interact with, which is, again, part of what's wrong with Syndicate, because Syndicate is... You're taking some of the whitest characters, putting them in one of the whitest cities in the world, in one of the more recent time periods where everybody is super white, and they're like... I'm like... I feel like I've been here before. I've never really been here before, but I feel like I've been here before. Like, Altair wasn't even white, wasn't even brown in the game in which everybody played him. Because his character model was Desmond Miles' character model in the past, in Assassin's Creed 1.
Megan thinks that the difference between Unity and Black Flag and the other ones was the stealth system, and that she didn't like the most. How they changed it up.
I mean, they're...
It made it most realistic, but it made sense to me.
Oh, she's talking about the long grass?
She's talking about how the stealth system worked in the... You go from 4 to Unity, and the other one, I can't Syndicate, and it just... It's completely different. She didn't like that.
Well, I think overall, if I had a main gameplay critique of the entire Assassin's Creed... Hold on, I'm gonna stupidly try and pass this guy now. My truck has so much power that I can reach 90 and pass other trucks that are otherwise going my speed. And I probably shouldn't be doing this as often as I'm doing it, but that's like the third time in a row on the same two-lane stretch of road. My character's yawning, I'm running out of gas, I'm not sure I'm gonna get to the destination. Sorry, she's saying what? Sorry, say again?
Not the same way. So you didn't feel like when you go to Unity and Syndicate that it felt like the stealth just didn't work the same way it did before, and you couldn't sneak up and kill people properly?
I think I want to agree with that, but I've kind of set myself up to I'm kind of intending on going back through the series. I need to finish 1 because I started on stream, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to finish 1 because I 100%ed it like 2-3 years ago.
Don't do it.
Don't 100% it? Yeah, absolutely. Fuck all those flags. Oh my god.
You need them. You do that because you're bored and you're trying to get freaking length out of this game you've got.
No, I mainly did that because I got the platinum in Odyssey. So I was like, well, if I can do it in Odyssey, I can do it in the whole series, right? Let me go back to 1 and start from the beginning.
No.
I was gonna play the PC version, which has like slightly more content, and then I found out the PC version doesn't have any achievements, and I was like, well, I want the achievements.
You're an achievement hunter.
I didn't used to be, but I kind of like it. I mean, how much of Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator would I not be playing right now if I wasn't somewhat going for the achievements? Me taking this alternate path right now where I go through 4 cities I haven't been through before is getting me progress towards the achievement of basically having all of the cities of this region of the DLC. Like, I am doing it for an achievement. That's why it wasn't a big, you know...
Oh, they're good achievements for this game. Like, you can get achievements for, you turned up the game, here's 1,000 gamer points.
I'm sorry, Ubisoft achievements? What? Or as we call them, gimme achievements? Gimme achievements. What the hell? 30? No, that sounds too slow.
Just freaking rent the game to up your gamer score, man.
Prince of Persia 2008, I think you get 3 5-point achievements before you get to the first, like, setting off the plot.
I think in the first area you get an 1,000-point achievement for wall running for a couple times.
Something like that. Or hey, you
really
did like
gross.
a double jump. You get an achievement. I get an achievement. At least when they do shit like that in the Crackdown games, especially like I think starting at 2, but definitely 3, where the guy over the radio is just like, "Way to go, Agent! That's a resounding achievement," and then it pops, and I'm just like, "You fucking nerds,
Cheeky bastards."
I laugh at that. I actually really like those. I liked all 3 of those games, though 2 was very much doing 1 again. But I still like them.
Keep left, and then
I think I'm
turn
missing
left.
2 achievements in Crackdown 3.
Turn left.
I think they have trolleys over here. These are trolley lines, yes? My character's super tired.
Gonna pass out any minute now.
By my estimation, I will pass out just after I make my delivery.
Perfect.
That's the intention, anyway. This is listed as being 83 kilometers away, which means I should have about, guessing, 50 miles? Sounds about right. Trying to get better in my maths. Oh no, that is a red light. That is a blind red light. I should look up the control for turning on the light on the top of my vehicle. Beep, beep, beep. Excuse me? Pardon me? It was a red light, jackass. What the fuck were you honking at me for? Rude! I literally had time to spin the camera all the way around going, what are you honking at?
Fuck, I will put this in park and get out!
I wish. Quick side note of something to that effect happening. I was trying to... I did a presentation in anthropology in college, and I brought in my PlayStation 2 and hooked up Grand Theft Auto 3, and I was explaining about, like, the artistic value of, like, video games and how, like, the emergent gameplay that happens because you're doing stuff, and, like, how the AI characters are always walking and talking to each other, and how they do and don't cross the street, and how the cars approach, and yada, all these things right now. And I'm talking about how, like, yeah, you know, you could do, like, and I was like, I pulled a taxi cab, I pulled a cabbie out of his cab, and drove to the street, and I was like, and you can just do that, you know, because, I forget exactly how I was talking, but the whole time I'm talking, I don't realize while I've looked away from the screen. What the hell is this? A roundabout with a through? Oh, it's got a trolley thing in the middle of it. The cabbie runs up the street, and while I'm not looking, and the whole class is watching, pulls me out of his cab and starts beating me up. And I'm like, oh, what? See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that guy is pissed off because I took his car, but then I didn't go that far with it, and he could see me, so he ran up to me and started having a fight with me. And, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that stuff is just because of the game world, AI interaction is happening with me about what I'm doing, and not anything that was, like, pre-planned, that was going to happen in a cutscene. There's a... Was that tunnel really necessary? Alright. Oh no. Okay, that van is far enough back. But this lane ends immediately. Oh, here's Dom Depot. If you look over. Dom Depot?
Dom Depot?
Yeah, I don't know. That's Dom Depot.
It's gonna forever be Dong Depot for me.
Why didn't I collect that question mark? Oh no, I didn't collect that question mark, but I don't have time to turn around and go get it. I'm super yawny right now. I'm about to run out of gas.
Everything is just not in your favor right now.
These things happen. At least I'm on the correct side of the road, on the correct side of the cabin. So there is that. Wait, hold on. Did I miss a turn? I feel like my time to arrival went up. Okay, so I have approximately an hour left on this trip, and slightly less than an hour of awakeness. And a bug on the wall. I don't know why bugs are happening. This is not a thing that's happened in any other year. I mean, ants, sure, but you know. Or not ants. What am I saying? Fruit flies. You are getting tired. That's true. I am. I am getting tired. Who is to say? Do I need to stop and get this gas? Probably not for the last 60 kilometers. We're plowing through. Oh, is that a cop? That might be a cop. Nope, that's just a white van. Which is luckily not a white Ford Bronco, which we had a reference to last weekend. Oh, I thought that light was green. My bad, dude. I was like, why aren't you going? Honk. I do think it's interesting that their lights go red, yellow, green.
Go straight on.
No. You go left. Going straight on would be... I don't... Sky's dialogue is not perfect in this game. I mean, yeah, technically you are going straight, so she's not wrong, but other times in the game, she would tell you to go straight when what she was actually telling you to do was take a turn. But it was straight, so I'm like, well, basically just pick one. Like, which one is the way you want to say this, and say it that way. It's a little bit of a hill. I don't think I have the time to rest if I wanted to. No. This job is like 3 hours left on it, so... I think it was timely. So if I see a cop, I am going to get fined for being too tired. There's no doubt about that. I've been in the red for some time. I'm about to be in the red so hard that the game's indicator of when I should take a rest is actually going to vanish from the meter. But I tested this the other day, And you can actually have it so you need to rest in so much time, blah blah. Was that a cop? I didn't get fined by that cop.
It's like as if they just magically know.
Well, considering in American Truck Simulator, the first time I really got fined for being too tired, I had just pulled into the parking space, was stopped, was turning off my cab to go to sleep, and from the road, a cop was like, You're tired! I'm like, no shit, dude, that's why I'm stopped in this parking space about to fall asleep. What the fuck is your problem? And he gave me a fine. I was like, what the fuck?
What the
fuck?
fuck?
You, bitch!
Yeah, we remember. It's like, excuse me? Screw you!
I dispute you! What do we stop for,
What the
guys?
hell is that garbage?
What do we stop for, guys? What's happening? Also, apparently in Europe, there's situations in which you will see people who need to make a turn or something, and you'll stop for them even though you have the right of way. And I don't know if that's a goofy thing with the AI, or if that's actually just how they do it in Europe. Because as far as I know, that's really unsafe, and you should not be giving up your right of way to let somebody in.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, hold on, I need to get over to the right. Okay, I can do it now. If I manage to drop this off in the next few seconds, and not... Whoa, what the fuck?!
What's going on? Somebody just ran into your side?
Yeah, what the fuck? And this car almost did too. As far as I know, you assholes do not have the right of way, what the fuck? I only dodged the second group because the first car just, like, drove straight into me. T-boned me. What the fuck? Rude. If I hadn't already lost, progress to fines, I'd be worried about it. Baku discovered. Balkan Explorer 19 of 30. There's a big
By the
truck in
way,
the intersection.
that's your fault. You did this.
Who did this? You did this?
You did it. It's all your fault.
How is that my fault?
You get the fine.
Not a court in the country would convict me on that one.
You get it.
Alright, we are going for where do you need it, because we need the experience points. Even though we probably shouldn't. And then honestly, I might fast travel back to Istanbul to get the sleeping at the garage. Make some time go by and stuff like that. I guess it depends on if I look at my map where is the closest, like, sleep marker. I already forgot what I was doing. Oh, right. I would probably not normally do this way, but this might work. Oops. Oh, damn. Could have had that. Could have had that first try. I don't know, I might count that as first try. Detach. Test drive limited 2 of 7. What's that? I don't know that one, test drive limited. Oh! I do know what that is. That's the 7 different trucks that you own over 1,000 kilometers each. So I've done the second part of that, so I can give up this truck at some point. Alright, so for anybody who is watching later on YouTube, I thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman.
My name is Malcolm Pett.
And we will see you in the future.